Hello and welcome in. So today we are going to start Pokemon Yellow version. So this was a game that I did very much enjoy as a kid. Just so everybody knows, nope. I am playing this on the Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium emulator. So this is on original hardware. It's not a ROM or anything like that, so I won't be breaking or cheat coding my way through the game. However, going through Pokemon Stadium, I will be able to do trades and stuff, which will be relevant for a couple of the Pokemon that I use. But yeah, so as we get right into it, first things first, obviously we need fast text speed. I'm keeping the animations on and I'm changing the battle style to set. That should create a little bit more of a challenge for the game. So now whenever I faint an opponent's Pokemon, it won't ask me if I want to change to something else. I'll have to use a turn to do that. So I'm hoping that gives a little bit more challenge to the game. So this game starts out pretty simple. We have the Pokemon Professor Oak, just kind of giving us an overview of the Pokemon world, which much more at the time was a lot more relevant. Obviously nowadays, pretty much everybody knows what Pokemon are, and anybody who's played a game understands the basics of it. So now we are not going to go with Ash. I'm going to be a little bit lame and just go with my own name. We'll go with Johnny. And of course, we have our rival. You know, back at a time when rivals were more prevalent as rivals, now they seem to be more like friendly enemy kind of things. I don't know. I always enjoyed more back at a time when rivals were actual competitors. And we'll go with Dougie. So yeah, our two characters' names are going to be Johnny and Dougie. So nice and simple. Okay, so now that we've gone through the obligatory beginning, we'll come in here and withdraw our one free potion. I'm probably not going to be narrating a whole lot of the dialogue in the game, just because I don't think I'll consistently narrate it. Some of the key points, maybe, but for the most part, yeah, I won't be narrating, if at all. But we go to try to leave, and Oak stops us because apparently it's dangerous to leave, and he will get into an encounter, which this isn't in the red and blue versions. Obviously, with it being Pikachu, that's kind of relevant to the game itself, so we gotta kind of expect that to happen. But good job, Professor Oak caught Pikachu. And now he's gonna explain to us that going into tall grass is kind of dangerous, and he will lead us back to his lab. And we have Dougie here, and he's getting impatient. Hey, so he's just gonna give us our first Pokemon. But Dougie gets impatient and he takes it anyway. Oh well. Sounds like Oak has a backup plan. So we get the Pikachu, which again should come as a shock to nobody. if you're paying attention to the game that you either purchased or received as a gift, however you would have gotten your first copy of this game. Even back then, it would have been pretty obvious what was going on. So I am going to nickname my team members. I might nickname some of the ones that just kind of come and go, but I do have an actual team outlined, and those ones will definitely be named. But we'll go with Watt for Pikachu. And then we go to try to leave. And we get an invitation to battle. So for anyone who may not know, especially early on, Pokemon was very much built on a rock, paper, scissors type mechanic. So certain types were good against other types and bad against others. And yeah, the whole objective is just to lower the HP of your opponent faster than they can lower yours. And it looks like I'm about to get pretty lucky on this battle. This battle largely is just mostly luck. You might win it, you might lose it, but more often than not, you shouldn't have too many troubles with it. A few Thunder Shocks, straightforward. And we get a level up. And we learned Tail Whip, which would be better if Pikachu had any really good physical attacks, but you basically hold on to Thunder Shock mostly, which is a special move, so Tail Whip doesn't affect your special stat at all, so it doesn't really help at all. And now Pikachu has decided, just like in the anime, which was around the same time as the game, doesn't want to be in a Pokeball, so we won't make him. Now, I'm going to try and keep a lot of the stuff in the game pretty straightforward, try not to wander around too much, but there are some things that you can find and get. And here's an employee of the Pokemart, and we get another free potion. So those are always nice to get early game. Obviously, you don't have a whole lot of HP at the beginning of the game, so, you know, every little bit helps. But we're going to make our way up to Viridian City, and the place that we need to go is to the Pokemart. So the thing I want to know is how the developers would have been able to justify that person knew we were from Pallet Town just walking in, not having said a word. But they seem to know, so I guess we've got a parcel for Oak that we're going to take straight back to him so we can get on to the initial steps of our adventure. So we're going to wind our way through. You can do the battles. I don't think you really have to worry about over-leveling Pikachu too much. I don't know. It's been a while since I've played the game, so I can't remember if that was a problem out of the gate or not. It seems to like me a lot. I must be talented. We just took a quick trip up the road and back, so I don't know what talent would have gone into that. Oh, and here comes Dougie. Oh, yeah, cool. So we are going to get the Pokedex, which is obviously very important if you are doing a completionist run and you're trying to collect all the Pokemon. This will definitely not be one of those. I only tend to catch what I need to get through the game. It's not like I'm gonna be going all out of my way for it. I have completed the Pokedex before, but it's just too painstaking, and I really don't feel like doing that, so... So here we get a hint. Oh, I think he was supposed to look at me, thinking that I would come up the right side, but I guess not. Oh well. So he did drop a hint that if you do come here, you can talk to your rival's sister, and we get a town map. So that can be useful. You kind of have to use it in conjunction with your Pokedex to find out where stuff is. But if we go to items, nope, not potions. We'll just move that up there. And yeah, so we can see Route 1, Viridian City, Route 2. So yeah, this will show us where all of the various locations are throughout Kanto. But yeah, we're not going to need to worry about that too much. I don't really feel a need to reference the town map all that much. And we have run into a Pidgey. The unfortunate thing is, I have no Pokeballs, which is actually really unfortunate because that Pidgey was level 6, so not a whole lot needed to be done with it to get it up to speed with Pikachu, so... And then your trade-off is, let me guess, yeah, level 3, level 2, so there's a little bit of grinding at the beginning to catch up your Pokemon to where they need to be. I will obviously be cutting a lot of that out just because grinding's not really fun to watch, but also being that I'm on the Pokemon Stadium emulator, and this is the reason I picked it, I do have the Dodrio Game Boy Tower unlocked, so that'll allow me to speed through a lot of that, just make the grindy parts a little bit easier. And, you know what, we'll go with 5 Pokeballs. I don't think I'll need all that much. And, you know what, we'll get a few potions. And antidotes are important early on. So, there we go. Left me with a little bit of money. Not a whole lot, but just a few travel supplies. The first Pokemon I'm actually going to be looking for is just west of Viridian City. I'm hoping that I'll find it pretty quickly. And if I don't, then may have to cut a bunch of stuff out. Nope, got it first try. I love it, but it's only level 2. So yeah, the first Pokemon I want to catch is Nidoran male. The reason for this is because it does learn, what is it that double kick really early, which is important for the first gym. I caused that one to faint, so I guess what I'll do is I'll cut through until I get one that I don't make faint right off the go, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we just caught Nidoran, which was the very next encounter after I'd still cut a little bit of the middle out just because I could. But yeah, so we have the Poison Point Pokemon, and yeah, he is going to be very... Oh, right, gotta make sure I give him a nickname. This one actually is the nickname of somebody I used to work with. Because his last name was King, so we just called him Kinger. Wasn't a great name. We weren't that creative, but it works. So yeah, we have our actual first 2 team members, because I do intend Nidoking to be on the team long term. But now that we have our first 2 team members, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to heal up here, and then I'm going to stop the episode here. I want to try and keep the episodes a little bit shorter than they have been, like with the Ocarina of Time playthrough, so I'm hoping to aim for 15-20 minutes max, just make them a little bit easier to digest. And yeah, so thank you so much for coming by and checking out the first episode of Pokemon Yellow. And the next time we come back, we'll continue on our way towards the first gym. And when we do come back, I will do all the grinding off screen, so that when we come back to this point in the first episode, or the second episode, then we'll just be ready to move on. So thank you so much for coming and checking out the video. If you did like it, don't forget to drop a like. If you really liked it, don't forget to subscribe on your way to your next video. And until the next one, thank you and all the best.